Hey, what is up everybody? Michael Crump back here again talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation homebrew news and much more. So the biggest news item that I have seen while I've been out has been Y2JB. Now this is a project over here by Gezine, which is the same exact person that brought us the BDJB for 12.50 that we're all using right now. And what this is that this is a userland code execution using the PlayStation 5 YouTube app. Now it states down here into the README that the current status here is that this is a beta and it is not ready for end user testing now due to instability. Now there are a couple of things down here that you will need. The first one being a YouTube app version 1.03 PKG, as well as you would need FTP access to the download 0 path. Now obviously that means right there that you would have to have a jailbroken console in order to utilize at least this GitHub repo. Now, there are already backups that folks have been making that you could restore to in case you don't have access to that. But regardless, this is a win any way we look at it because this will free up a lot of those digital edition consoles. Now, if you do want to go ahead and take a look at this, all you would have to do is to install the YouTube app 1.03 PKG, go ahead and FTP and access the download 0 path. And then there is some permissions that you do have to change on it. And then you would upload a splash.html file. Now, if we scroll back up into the project, it really is just this one file right here. And so if you do want to get started with this, you could just simply come right up here and then click on download zip. This wouldn't be one of the typical releases that we've had in the past. Now, there is a video that they released with this, and let's go ahead and cut to that. Okay, right here they are on their PlayStation 5, and they are about to launch the YouTube app. Now they went ahead and launched it. There is this debug message that does not pop up in the file that we currently have. But as you can see up there at the top, it says starting exploit. And you do get a remote JavaScript loader that is waiting on that port. Now that we know the YouTube app was vulnerable to something like this, it didn't take very long before folks started looking into other applications that was on the PlayStation 5 that you could go ahead and install. And as you can see here, we saw that in addition to the YouTube and the Netflix apps on the PS4 and PS5, the Hulu app and Amazon app are also very likely to have vulnerabilities. Now, we already saw a project pop up here over from earthonion with Netflix-JS-Inject, which takes advantage of the Netflix for the PlayStation 5 requesting JavaScript from the local host. Using a MITM attack, we can inject and execute our own JavaScript into the error screen. And down here into the README, what you will find is that they state that this is going to be working with the 4.0 to a 12.x. And if you wanted the very latest version of Netflix, you could just come over here to this Prospero patches and download it from here. Now again, you could go ahead and download the YouTube app in this same manner by coming up here and typing YouTube and then picking your region. Now they did provide a chart here of it being tested on the PlayStation 5 with the version number as well as if it works or not. Now with this one, you do need to get Python installed and then follow through this installation and usage instruction here. Don't worry, when this stuff becomes more prime time, I will be creating a video step by step like I always do that will make it super easy for everybody to get started. Now going back to the Y2JB project, you can see that the last commit here was last week, but the developer is still busy working on this. As we saw from just yesterday, they released a message here on Discord that said, took a million years, finally got stable primitives using fake OBJ, and that soon we will move all ROP related objects to fake objects. I hope this solves all the instability issues. Again, while this project is still in development, I will be covering it as more news develops. Next up, I noticed that there was a brand new release from EchoStretch over here on the Kstuff Toggle. So it is now Kstuff Toggle 0.3 beta. And in this one, it builds all three payloads now. So a payload 1 is just the PS5, and the payload 2 is just for the PlayStation 4, and then 3 activates both of them. And again, this is just a bit of information here. For 95% of you, you will be better off just waiting for the latest version of ETA to just go ahead and implement it. Next up, I saw an update that came out for the PlayStation 5, and that was version 12.20. And it says here, you can now use the console to check the serial number of your console and of your DualSense wireless controllers that are currently connected by USB or Bluetooth. So for the console, you can go to console information and then serial number. And then for the DualSense wireless controller, you can go over here to the advanced settings and then view serial number. Now, this feature right here is very handy because you wouldn't have to take your console out of your entertainment center in order to get the serial number. Now, there was a few more updates in here, and it says we've updated the device software of the DualSense Edge wireless controller for stability. We've improved the messages and usability on some screens. And then it says we've improved system software performance and stability. So there wasn't anything in here in regards to security. Now, the previous version of this was 12.02, and I took a look over on the PlayStation 4 official page, and I noticed that that one did not get an update. That one ended on 13.02, and it says we've made some security fixes to this system software. So it is interesting why this didn't get bumped to 13.20 since we got this bump over here on the PlayStation 5. Next up, I saw that there was a HackerOne report that caught my eye, mainly because it was from the Flow, and it was called Blu-ray Disc Java Sandbox Escape via 2 vulnerabilities. And while I started looking down through this, I did notice that a few folks have already summarized what this is, and when I saw that the Flow had gave his statement on it, I decided to kind of end my search there, as the Flow stated that this recently disclosed exploit is not relevant anymore. It says because it only works on PlayStation 4s up to 12.00. Now, we obviously don't need this at the moment, but it is still neat to see that there is still a lot of existing exploits left in those operating systems. Now, another thing that the Flow did was release this correct_SBL_patch.c, and this is to improve the PS4 fake package performance on a PlayStation 5. Now, one thing you'll find about this is that if you do want to go ahead and take advantage of this, the latest version of ETA Hen already has this implemented, and it is quite a bit of improvement. And then I did have one thing over here for the PlayStation 4. I'm a huge fan of Apollo Save Tool, and there is an opportunity that the developer has given to folks saying that if you want it to be in your language, then you can grab this template and then follow these instructions. And so Apollo Save Tool would work in pretty much any language that the community has determined that it needs. I love this sort of effort by Homebrew developers. As you know, I'm still kind of suffering over DBI not having English support and the developer not wanting to support it. So I'm a big fan of folks that wants their applications running in multiple languages. And then the last thing that I thought I would leave you with here today is just a couple of the latest releases for PlayStation 5. We finally got a couple of VR2 releases that came out. And then over on the PlayStation 4, we had a really nice title over here with Lego Voyagers. I would highly recommend that you check that one out, and some other games here. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out!